That's what I'd be doing. I'd just be like, and then have like the fucking Wendigo come after me. That sounds like a good time.
You and I have been watching different documentaries about the Wendigo.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm actually just working backwards because I was gonna start, which Memetic Macto is actually a great way to segue into it, which was the Chupacabra craze of the 90s.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's my
That got
favorite. Yeah, no.
That legitimately freaked me out. Like when I was, like 10, 11, whenever it happened.
Right.
Yeah, we were in 5th grade for sure.
Yeah.
I was a little bit younger than that, so it was just like, what? Fucking goat sucker, what is this? Right? And so, and then it's like, oh, it's just a mangy dog. Like, that's all it was. But
it was not a dog throughout my entire childhood. I feel like at some point it got retconned to that dog.
well, that was the thing, was that they were saying that, what was the real reason that they gave it was they ended up finding like a mangy dog that was like what the Chupacabra was, right? That's the body. When people would find like the fake bodies, I remember there was like one local news report where it was like, we found the body of the Chupacabra. And it was just that dog, and that was the end of it. But then there was a reason for like the 3 holes in the neck. I think it was like owls or some shit. I forgot what it was, but there was like another animal that was totally plausible for them to like poke 3 holes in, and then they just evaporated. It didn't suck the blood. They just died.
See-
Like, whatever.
See, I remember Chupacabra starting out as this.
Right,
Yeah.
lizard guy, right? Like half dinosaur, half lizard, and with like red eyes, right?
Yes.
That-
And then at some point it became kind of like that, and I was like, I wouldn't have been scared of that if I was
Yeah,
10.
that one doesn't look scary.
Right.
Lizard
yeah.
man.
Show the alien, lizard man. Google classic Chupacabra.
I'm still kind of scared of that because I've been playing Zelda and fuck those lizard guys.
Oh shit. No, man, that's the thing. Like, for like normal folklore, for like modern folklore, a blood-sucking lizard guy that's like this tall, it's not as extravagant as a Bigfoot, so, or like a Yeti or something. So that seems much more plausible to be like hidden in the shadows or in bushes or on farms. Because like, oh, it's just a sheep. Oh my god, it's sucking it live and it scurries off. So that element
Yeah,
of
lizards are
realism.
fast.
Right. The element of realism and being able to just kind of hide in the shadows, that's fucking terrifying. Like, real terrifying.
Well, I remember like Primer Impacto had like fake. Well, I don't know if they were fake because they probably believed it, but it
Right.
was like, because originally it was like it came from Puerto Rico,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and then it came from Puerto Rico, and then it's like we're following the trail of a goat body.
Is that
all
where
the
that
way-
came from? Was from the show? Because yeah, it was in Puerto Rico, and then it just made like its tour, where
Yeah.
it just kept popping up everywhere across the country, and
Yes.
nobody could stop it. And it was like hundreds and thousands of miles apart from each other. It's like, here in Texas, here's my 3 chickens that got no blood in them anymore.
It reminds me of a Stephen King movie, but I don't remember the title of it. But it was an investigative reporter is basically hunting down a vampire, and then in the end he finds like the actual vampire. Like the
The
premise,
Langoliers.
it's not the Langoliers. In
He's
the
written a lot of fucking
investigative
books.
reporter, it's kind of like Nightcrawler, where he's like he goes way too far. He's trying to track down a serial killer, and then he tracks him down, and it turns out it's an actual factual blood-sucking vampire. And then stuff happens. Then the
Vampire
Stephen
stuff.
King twist happens.
Oh well, I don't read books,
But
so
yeah,
I'll never
there
know.
is
Was it a movie of it?
There was a movie of
Okay.
it. I just don't remember the title. It's one of those like obscure Stephen King movies.
Right. But yeah, man. And then there's like Chupacabra movies you can find. They're not that good.
There's never been a good one made. I
Right.
think like the best one has probably been made like by Blumhouse.
You know what? Blumhouse made one?
I'm just saying it. If
It
it's
would
a
be like
sci-fi,
a Blumhouse level production.
Yeah, no, but I think we're due for a Chupacabra resurgence. I think so.
I think we have.
I
I think we're gonna be scared of ghosts for a while. Like
I
that
think-
Annabelle craze is gonna keep going, and the
Maybe. I'm saying that we can go from ghosts to real lizard people, and I want all the TikTok teens out there to start making fake Chupacabra videos, so that way it can take off forever, and it'll live in this modern era to scare children anew. Children need to be scared nowadays. They need more frightful things, and I think a eye-level lizard person animal thing.
That was the other thing. Primer Impacto kept changing. Like, oh no, one that was 5 feet was seen here today.
Fuck that. A 5-foot chupacabra? No. I'm 6'4". I wouldn't want to fight a 5-foot chupacabra.
That's
a 3-foot? Maybe. Maybe.
That's kind of another thing with Mexican folklore, which we can transition now
Yes.
to another one. They tend to evolve, like
Or have no real core. Like they don't like. Well, I think the one you're talking about. Mind if I interlude?
go.
The Boogeyman?
No, that's not the one I was gonna.
Which one were you gonna go with?
The Lechuza.
Oh,
The Lechuza evolves.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay as an owl.
that's even more terrifying. I thought it was just an owl person. Like I said, I didn't know that one.
No.
Well, so like I said before in the pre-show, you guys didn't see it because you weren't there. I only knew about the Lechuza because our friend Ray got haunted by it one time, and he had to like strip naked and run into the bushes. And so that's the only legend I've heard of the Lechuza. It didn't make it to me in Fresno somehow.
I'm going to find out where Ray is playing this week because I know it's in Austin, and I'm going to put an owl outside the window.
Just get one of them like scary owls from Walmart. The ones that are supposed to scare away like the other.
Oh, the ones
birds.
with like the ballpoint, the rotating bobblehead. And so I had no idea. So I looked up what it was because I had to edit that video for Double Toasted when he told that story, and it was just an owl person, like a bat owl, like like a giant owl person with the face and the rotating and the eyes was the big thing. I thought that's all it was.
No. It shapeshifts.
Fuck.
And it evolves. So the Lechuza, when it's a baby youngling Lechuza, can only whistle.
Okay.
So it'll whistle to try to lure you in.
Right.
And that was terrifying for me as a child because me and my brother both have really common names.
Oh shit.
So instead of my mom like yelling out our names whenever we were in a crowded space, she would whistle to us.
Oh fuck that, dude.
So yeah, baby Lechuza getting me was a real threat.
Threat level 5 of baby Lechuza attacking baby JJ.
Yeah, then once they eat enough kids, or however they digivolve, they eventually are mimicky enough to be able to copy voices and speak.
Okay, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. What? Oh, there was a show I was watching where like the monster was able to mimic voices, and I was just like, "Fuck this!" It was like a blob monster where it was like simulating. Like the cries of their loved ones. I forgot what it was. There was a show or an anime or something. Freaked me the fuck out. And so the Lechuza being able to not only whistle like a Mexican dad, that right? I can't even do it. I'm not a Mexican dad yet. So can you do it? You're a Mexican dad.
No, but it's not. It just is a normal whistle. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's in the back of the throat.
No. I'm talking about the Lechuza. Like, any whistle, you're not supposed to whistle at night, and that's not just true for Lechuzas. That's true for the other, at least another Mexican monster that I'm gonna talk about in a little bit.
Oh shit! I've been whistling all night, every night. I thought that was the thing to do.
No. And even beyond Mexican folklore, you're not supposed to whistle in like Navajo folklore because then you'll attract a Wendigo. If you whistle, even in European folklore, well, that one you're allowed to whistle, but you're not allowed to whistle like when you're passing a grave or when you're passing like a cemetery, because then you're inviting the spirit to come with you.
I should be doing that more. Why don't like Zach Baggins and the guys who do like the horror shows do that like all the time? That would be like the best way to attract all these monsters and ghoulies and goblins, right?
Well, they do other things to attract them.
No, they got their EKG machine. Is it EKG? PKE? Whatever. They have the EKG machine doing tests on the ghosts. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's what I'd be doing. I'd just be like, and then have like the fucking Wendigo come after me. That sounds like a good time.
You and I have been watching different documentaries about the Wendigo.
Dude, if you're gonna die, I mean, I'll be 85 years
Succubus. Succubus is how I want to go. If I'm taken out by a supernatural creature, succubus. All the way.
I don't know, man. I might let the Do I get Chupacabra powers? Is it like a vampire thing if the Chupacabra
No, that
sucks
one
my
just
blood?
kills you.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be 89 and I'll whistle and hope the Chupacabra comes and sucks my blood. And I'll live on through the Chupacabra. Chupacabra? Jesus.
But that's true if you get eaten by a bear. Like,
that works too?
okay.
Hey, I'll
Bear.
I'll go back to nature. It's fine. By being
Well, we all
consumed?
go back to nature. You don't have a choice.
I don't want to be in a box. I'd rather be in like the poop of a bear or something, or
throw me in the
or
trash.
a Lechuza, or whatever. So anyway,
Going back to Lechuzas. What I'd always heard, and then just to go on the myths of them evolving and changing, is that Lechuzas were witches also.
oh, shit, what the fuck?
They can also use low-level magic. They're a good like Witcher.
I was about to say,
Monster.
man, this sounds like this is like a Class B boss battle right now.
So when I was researching it, because I tried to find out why owls, but it's like trying to figure out why do vampires turn into bats. There's no
Well, owls are
there's no
fucking
logic.
apex, dog. Owls fucking fuck everything up, dude. They're super
Yes.
violent, super territorial. Their heads on a swivel all the time. They can hear from like
They're
a
freaky
fucking
looking when
mile
they're
away.
born.
Yeah, they're freaky fucking looking, and they poop nuggets. That's weird. And then in high school, you have to pick their nuggets and find fucking skulls because they eat things whole.
Yes.
Fucking spooky, man. And you tell me a low-level witch is able to do all this shit too? Fuck that.
So all that is probably why it is. But so what I had found when I was reading about the story was that the original Lechuza was probably a curandera, or a Mexican, or good witch.
Yeah.
A person that heals
A healer,
people.
yeah.
And then she got burnt for still being a witch, or killed for being a witch. So she sold her soul to the devil to live on as the Lechuza.
But then that would make her a bad witch.
Well, if you get betrayed by the city that you've been curing, it kind of...
It's a real like Castlevania kind of origin story.
What is a woman? A miserable pile of secrets? That's... Why are all Mexican folklore fucking tragic as shit? At least like the people ones.
The history's filled with tragedy.
That's fair. It's
it-
very true.
It started with an empire that cuts off people's hearts, and then
Then
it did-
before that, when it was becoming an empire, it betrayed the other empire by skinning the princess alive.
Oh.
and it never got better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've told people like
There's
they're
a
like,
line in Narcos Mexico that kind of stuck with me, and those this country doesn't like heroes because everyone that tries to be like the
guy.
pure good like path in that show gets offed.
Right.
They don't last long.
Right.
And that's kind of true. Like
I mean, my theory about that, I think I mentioned before, was like, so the Spanish, or rather the Mexica, the Aztec, they were fucking brutal in their own right, taking over and ripping hearts out and stuff. And then an equally or more brutal civilization came over. I struggle to call it civilization. The Spanish came and was like, all right, we're gonna fight these motherfuckers. And so it was two violent ass fucking people, one with disease and plague and steel, and the other one with fucking obsidian and rage, just clashing, killing each other. And then they're like, all right, we're just gonna mix now. And that's the kindest way of saying how that happened. But so yeah, Mexicans are fucking real, dog. But that would also means that our spirits and our devils and shit are too.
Just as a side note, Slayer 096. Sorry, I had to get close because my eyesight ain't
We're
great.
all elderly.
Yeah. He said that as a baby, his grandma took them to see a curandera. Doesn't even know for what. Never was
Well,
told.
you are haunted, my friend. You are
I saw
either.
curandera.
Yeah, you just got booze thrown on you.
There was more to it. I had to go on a whole fucking side quest.
Which is going to be on TikTok soon because that's brilliant, that whole story. Go watch our old episodes where JJ got sent on a witch side
that's
quest.
all that happens.
Yeah, they slap you with reeds. Just get back. Okay, but what other legends do we got?
Well, just to stick on the whistling, because this was one that didn't become a huge factor till I was a teenager, and then it transitions to my grandparents, and then we can go into the dark ones. And that's Dwendes.
Yeah.
Who?
Dwendes.
Dwendes.
They're like goblins.
Ooh. I've never heard of Mexican goblins before. Only ones I got were the Fresno Nightcrawlers. So they're just little sheep men that go, wee! That's all they do.
That's kind of well, not exactly.
Are they Chinese versions?
No, so Dwendes are like imps,
Oh, okay.
but
Mischievous
they're like
assholes, if you will.
well. It depends on the kind of duende that you get.
Okay.
You're not supposed to whisper at night, a whistle at night, because then that will bring them
attracts
to.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And All they are is imps, and sometimes they do good things, sometimes they do evil things, like
Slash your tires. Eat your brakes.
they're. If you want to get to the eviler side of what they can do before
Hell yeah,
you get into
I need
the
to know the risks assessments before I start whistling.
there's certain things that are there's certain areas that are special to them, and if you steal something from them, like a rock or something, like people wake up with stab wounds and stuff like
Oh,
that.
fuck. So these guys are real.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. They don't play
fuck
no
around.
jokes. I was like, oh, it's like leprechauns. They're fine. They're whimsical. They'll tie your shoelaces together. No.
They are closer to the movie Leprechaun.
Oh, shit. Where they're
Yeah.
just, oh,
Accurate.
oh, my God. No, I don't want that. That's scary to me.
But like, I mean, I've heard everything from their like little dudes to their gnomes to their devil imps, and how it varies. It becomes whimsical to it becomes like I am scared for my life right now, depending on what story it was.
Yeah, I'm not moving rocks for shit anywhere, man. Can you imagine? I was like, oh, this is a nice, pretty opal. I'm going to save it for somebody. And
Yeah, every time you see one of them little stacks of rocks.
I know that's just white people, but now I'm like, it could be the duende. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's the thing. White people got it from somewhere. They can't. They have to culturally appropriate what they're seeing.
See, and they like white people are totally into ghosts and stuff, so they probably hang out with duendes just to be like, oh, that's my friend.
Leprechauns. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But so on the playful side, like they try to trick you. Like it's kid tricks. Like, oh, you want this gold or something. Like the movie Leprechaun. You want this, and then they'll ask you to do something. Sometimes it'll be silly that you can't do, like do a backflip.
Right.
Sometimes it'll be like cut off your finger.
I would do a backflip for gold. I don't know if I'd cut off my finger for gold.
But you can't.
I can't do a backflip.
I would break my neck trying for some gold. I'll tell you that much.
The other things is like, so my 5th grade teacher has a story where he said that he met a duende. Like he was driving down the road, and that there was a big like bonfire in the middle of the road, and he gets out the car and because he's like trying to gauge how to get around it. Like if there's like, you know how you drive down a dirt road, you're like, can I get to the other side, or am I gonna
without flipping over, right?
And he said that when he got out, like an imp came around the fire and said, hey, do you want like a lot of money? I can give you a lot of money. But he didn't have a normal face. Like it was like a point. He said that his face came to a point, like somewhere around the bottom of his chin.
Right.
So he was like just freaked out. Like him and his dad were scared. He was saying he was like 20 at the time, and his dad was like 25.
Okay, now like I'd be like drive through the bonfire and
That's
hit.
what they did.
Oh shit! What if you hit him? What if he's cursed forever? What if like the family comes of the duende and that's it?
It's
Stabs him in the
actually
throat.
probably better to like hit them than it is to take any of their deals or any of them.
Oh yeah, I would have just walked away at that. I mean, I would have been scared, but I wouldn't have taken their fucking deal. I would have definitely tried to kill it though. But but at the same time, I don't like. I would have tried to throw it in the fire. Maybe I don't know if I had that kind of balls. Like I was
It's
talking
his
about.
fire. He's an imp.
Yeah, but it's not magic fire. Fire's fire. I can make a fire and burn in it.
No.
I can make a fire and burn it. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
If they can be hit by a car, they can burn alive.
the fire was still burning as the car went through it. It's like it was like a ghost fire. It was the fire of hell, is what he described it as.
That's got to be the coolest fucking story. I drove through the fires of hell one time on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. I'd be bragging.
He did not
about
say it in a bragging way. He was like scared.
it. Well, I would totally fight one.
And
Done.
this is why when we were 16, we would punch Alfred in the back of the head when he would whistle in the middle of the night.
You know what? Me and Alfred can go have a good time. He's a big dude. I think we'll hold our own.
I know you're all going to get along.
Or not.
No, R.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll fight fucking Wendigos together and Dwendes and Lechuzas.
You got to go to the.
Is there only one Lechuza or is there multiple?
No, Lechuzas, I guess, are kind of. It's a witch's coven kind of thing.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That's even more terrifying. There's more of them.
Yes.
There's only one Bigfoot. There's multiple Lechuzas.
Yeah, there's one in the park.
Like, which park?
The one by my apartment.
You fucking serious?
Yeah, I saw it in the morning when I was walking with Jordan.
Are you sure
Scared the shit out of
It's
me.
just a regular owl, though.
Nope. Totally a Lechuza.
Why don't you fight it?
Because I don't want to
Take its blood, JJ. Come on.
It was in a tree. What, do you want me to climb it?
Yeah,
Fight it on its turf?
Out of all of us here at the Mexcellence, you're the only one that can climb a tree. Maybe TJ.
I'm not climbing a tree to fight a Lechuza.
Fine.
Phil
Why
wants
would
me.
you climb a tree?
To fight the Lechuza. I would say, I'd throw a spear at it.
If you're going to
probably
his home
start.
turf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd throw a spear. That's what I would do. I can't climb.
Where are you going to get a spear?
I will
can't
fashion a spear.
That high. I have to get a running start and then like tuck my shoulder in. It's a tackle.
Bow and arrow. Come on, man. You could craft one. I believe in you.
That's a lot of crafting.
Bro,
When
we're
you're
gonna go.
just going for
We're
a
gonna go
walk.
fight the Lechuza this Halloween. Tell me where to go. I'm gonna craft a bow and arrow. I'm gonna get some silver, and we're gonna do this shit.
This was literally the story Edward was telling this morning.
About
Because I asked them if they have any Lechuza stories, and then Edward said that they saw an owl at 4 a.m. when they were drunk.
you should be asleep even if you are drunk at 4 a.m. Jesus Christ! Are you sure it wasn't just an owl?
That's what it probably was. But they saw an owl, and Alfred was like, if my whistling finally worked, it's a Lechuza. We need to kill it.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's like a holy thing. The Lord will protect you.
And Edward was like, no, he's the ultimate cynic. He's like, no, that's an owl. That is an owl.
There's only
Then
one way
it
to
turned
find
into
out.
a hot lady in front of his eyes.
You're like, hello, hot lady.
And then he was like, I have a gun in like the backseat. Well, not the backseat. Their house is connected to it. Like, I have a gun inside their house.
Right.
And he was like, I can go get the gun and shoot the owl, and then Alfred will shut up. But then what if it is a Lechuza, and I have to explain to the cops why there's a dead lady in the backyard?
Oh my gosh, she was a witch, I swear. Cuffs. Shit. I'm out. Okay. Because there's those ones now. Are there any? The only one that bothers me more than that, though, and we had talked about it before, was El Cucuy, which I don't even know what it looks like. Nobody
one
really
does.
knows what it looks like.
No, it's just whatever scares kids.
Because the thing, yeah, that's what I thought. But like, I tried to look up what it was, and people keep saying it's a pumpkin man.
No,
Like
it's
the
just
Headless
whatever
Horseman.
scares kids.
We'll
I've
find.
never heard of that one.
Google's wrong all the time, but I have a vision of what it is. I'll ask you while he's looking that up. JJ, what do you think? What do you, in your brain, when you thought of El Cucuy, what did you think of right away?
Giant cockroach man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! See, mine was completely different. Mine's like hairy, like scab man.
Yeah, bro.
but, like with
these
like
are
curly
closer
hair.
to what I was imagining.
Oh, like looks like an alien type of guy, demon alien.
monster things.
Yeah, I thought scab man with like hair coming out, like kind of like you have like a hairy scab. That's what I thought that looked like to me.
It's a furbot.
Yeah, that's just cute. That's not cool. And so like, yeah, if you're looking at Google, it's like all kind of Dracula-esque type guys.
Oh man, there's a
lizard
Cucuy
guy.
roll.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's no uniform other than just. Is that a wrestler that keeps going by that?
Tony Ferguson's nickname is El Cucuy.
Yeah. See, someone call it like a lady. Some call it just a happy Mexican guy in the middle there. Skelly Bones man. Yeah, there's like no one uniform thing, and that just freaks me out. What would you think the Cucuy was when you were a kid?
Kind of like a weird way to describe it. I don't know why. It was like a KKK ghost, but it wasn't. I didn't know what the KKK was. I just knew what the scary ghost dudes were in 1940s.
So like proto white, like just classic white ghost, but like racist.
No,
Like
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Right.
race-
No, but you didn't know racism as a kid, but you knew that like they were malicious in a way that you couldn't understand.
No, not even that. There was like certain horror movies in Mexico that, like, it was a goat.
Had
like,
a hooded figure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic ghost.
Yeah, but they weren't like. I wasn't the KKK is the only way that I can describe it because I've never seen one of these movies. Because obviously, if they remade it, it wouldn't be scary.
Right. It's
to have
literally a
these
guy in a sheet. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it was black and white and the way that things used to move in old black and white
20
footage,
frames a second. That
yeah,
jitter.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would freak me out. Like a monster that moves at like 20 frames a second in real life. That would fuck with me so
There's
bad.
things in the Annabelle universe that move like that. Like the Broken Man moves like that. That's That's kind of
The Crooked Man.
Crooked Man. That's what it is.
I don't watch those movies because I'm too scared. So
Crooked Man is not CG.
yeah, it's just a dude, right? Like a skinny, and he was in.
Just a guy.
I think he's the alien as well, like in the bodysuit for those movies, and then he's in something else. I forgot, but I did.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's just a big spooky man. He's like 6'8" or 6'9" or 6'11" or something like that. And
He's super
just-
tall and super slender.
Yeah,
he's literally Slenderman.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's Slenderman.
All right, and then do we have any more of the ones you want to bring up?
Just real quick, because I don't really find this one scary. I didn't even actually find it scary as a kid, except for like one night where I like kind of scared myself by repeating the story over and over again, which was La Llorona.
Yeah, that's the one that fucking scares me, man. Like, to me, like, it's a mixture of like, because it's obviously a terrible, terrible story. If you think about it, like you talk about the tragedy of like the histories of that's going on. So it's all about a scoundrel man who leaves his wife at the altar or whatever, and her kid, and they have family and kids together. And he just leaves her and abandons her or whatever at the altar or just in general for another younger lady. Sometimes some of the stories say, and she gets so fucking mad that she goes to the river and drowns her kids, man. That's one, drowning anybody, like holding someone down till the life leaves their body. That to me is like fucking terrifying of somebody like doing that, where it's like they drowned a person. Drowning is scary in its own right, but someone who's just like, blah, 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 blah. That's how it sounds. Like doing that to your own fucking kids, that is a level of madness that I'd never want to ever experience. And then two, feeling like the ultimate holy biblical remorse for like the Catholic guilt remorse for it. I feel Catholic guilt because my mom raised me that way. I'm not even that good of a Catholic, but I still have that. And so having that be your whole lot in the afterlife, just weeping for your kids and then looking for kids to do the same to because you're fucking confused and sad and a ghost monster. Mm-hmm. Fuck that, dude. Universal Studios, the Halloween Horror Nights, in the maze that they had, added La Llorona. I can't go to that because I would literally fight all the employees there because I'd be so fucking scared, dude. I'd be terrified. And those poor employees don't deserve me punching them in the chest because I'm a wuss. But that's just me. Are you afraid of her?
No.
Well, you're not a child anymore.
No.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I was scared when I was a kid.
Right.
Like, because they would always... So, I think I mentioned this, like, offhand before, but when I was a kid, our big thing was going to Fort Worth to visit my extended family, to visit Paco.
Right.
And all my other cousins. Well, it's an 8-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually, night would come.
right.
And... usually when we were pretty close to back home to Eagle Pass, night would fall, or maybe we'd leave like at night and the sun still hadn't come up. And me and my cousins like to sit in the back of my uncle's truck. He had a big pickup truck and he had the little like caravan camper kind of thing, the
right.
roof attachment.
Yeah.
So we would just chill back there, and it was kind of like a little clubhouse or whatever. But whenever it was night and we were going over a bridge, the car would stop and they would pull all of us kids in to the front so La Llorona wouldn't get us.
Now, did they do that on purpose to scare you?
I don't know.
Or they were like legit thinking
To
you
this
were gonna
day,
get
I don't
kidnapped?
know if it was like those kids won't shut the fuck up.
Right.
Let's just bring them in here.
Right.
Or if it was just like my uncle being like, hey, you want to freak out the kids?
Right.
Like, I'm bored. I'm
Like,
I kind of need to take a leak. Let's pull over and freak out the kids while we're at it.
I've not been in the position as an uncle to do spooky shit. I feel like that's my next calling now. It's just to start bringing up shit that I'm too old to believe, but then just sell it really well.
But yeah, right now I'm in a nice little gray zone where La Llorona can't get me because I'm not a kid and I don't have kids of my own. So fuck her.
Jesus.
I mean, the thing for me was in canon, it's a ghost that haunts the river.
Right.
We have a river in our hometown, so I was like, "Oh, that's the river where La Llorona hangs out." So just don't go there.
Yeah. There's a boundary. It only goes so far.
She can phase through the boundary. Oh, you're talking about just the proverbial boundary.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. How far? What's her range? What is La Llorona's range from the river?
So as a kid, I actually defined it: the train tracks from the river to the train tracks.
How far is that?
Probably mile, maybe.
Oh shit, that's still a lot of territory. That's a lot of
but
domain.
I lived on the other side of the train tracks.
But still, that's a lot of domain for one
Only
spooky
thing
lady.
that could get me on that side is Lechuza.
Well, I was really scared of the Chupacabra from like 7.
Right.
6, 7.
So your whole
He didn't have a territory.
Did you live in
He went all the way from Puerto Rico to like fucking Colombia, man.
I'm gonna say, did you live in a fucking Scooby Doo ghost town? It's just different monsters in every area.
I wonder if we can divide Eagle Pass into monster zones. I think we can.
Because
What would haunt the EPJ area? That's the only thing. It's like that area is too nice. Now
right.
that I live in Austin,
Just like a traditional ghost.
it's probably some dead kid, indigenous ghost kid.
no,
They
it's
probably-
a fancy ghost. It's a fancy Spaniard ghost. It's like
Now, I
home.
think those are downtown because there's all them old houses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That's-
have in California we have a lot of Indian ghosts from all the Catholic villainy. So it's like, oh yeah, that's totally haunted by a Native American kid.
Oh, there's that house a la vuelta.
Yes.
What's that? you both said that with such conviction. What is that?
So there's a house on the corner. You will see it when we go to Eagle Pass. We just
Yeah,
have
no,
to
I
pass
won't.
it.
No, I fucking won't. I'm not
You
going-
have to pass it. Like at some point, the train blocks the way, so you take the overpass and you pass the house.
Oh, so if I go to the other way, I'm in La Llorona territory. So you're gonna take me safe. Gotcha. You guys are okay. You guys keep me safe. Okay.
so
Yeah, there's a cliff on it too, so like you're fine. La Llorona can't climb.
I don't know if that's canon.
I mean, she's a water demon, so she can swim, but I don't think she can climb.
Water demon. I don't know why putting it that way. So there we go.
So to take a step back, so the reason a lot of people see a lot of shit. Like Izzy actually says he was dragged one night by a shadow person staying in that area. Like was in a sleeping bag and then something dragged him. Renee has a story where they were having a stinky boy party, like you called it.
Yeah.
And so all the boys were there, and he was like he woke up at the devil's hour, 3 a.m. He just like remembers it because it's like my grandma always says, never wake up at 3. Like that's the bad time to wake up. That's
shit.
when the barriers of our worlds are too close. And so he remembers waking up and then looking at one corner, and it was like, oh, it's my grandma, but it was like a black outline, and then it was like unsettling. And then he was like, there's something really weird there. And then the door opens, and it's his grandma, and the figure disappears.
Fuck that. If I do say so myself. Ew.
But in general, what I've always heard from that area is it's shadow people. I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what everybody sees. And that's universal, that shadow people, there are different.
Dude, you live in a Scooby Doo ghost town. I don't know how you guys made it out alive. I mean, we have, once again, the Fresno night crawlers that are just kids in sheets just walking like fucking idiots. You're talking about we have a river, so La Llorona, Lechuza territory, fucking shadow people territory.
There's Dwendes up north in the the ranch regions.
The Chupacabra's out there, God knows where. He's like the goddamn witch out of Left 4 Dead, just shows up. Oh shit! I hear the Chupacabra. Fucking go! Oh my god, dude! No, fuck that noise.
But the idea behind a lot of the hauntings, or that what I've heard for the explanation from, because they've hired people to come and bless the house, is it's people that were executed, because they used to do executions in that area on the,
like police or prison executions, or like lynching executions.
a mixture of both.
Ooh.
So it is mostly like you were found guilty, but back then, you might not have actually been guilty.
Right.
But also there was a lot of stories of like during the revolution, like the Mexican Revolution, people were on both sides of the war, and that people were being lynched for that.
Yeah. Ugh. So I'm never going to your city. I am too scared now. I fright very